Whoa!
Yes!
Hello, welcome back, Leon. It's been like 3 years since we last saw you. You are most familiar with NMIXX's debut, have not heard a song since, and now you will be reacting to their latest song. This is the title track off of NMIXX's Heavy Serenade 2026 EP. Most recently reacted to Crescendo, which was the pre-release. We took a little break in film sessions because I went to Japan and Korea. Did I hear this played everywhere? Yes. My friends thoughtful enough to be like, they're playing Heavy Serenade! Emma, run! So this is something
Crazy.
Jingo's heard before.
Gulp. I was such a big fan of NMIXX's EP album, whatever, from last year, the FE 304. It ended up on my top albums of the year list, so I was looking forward to the next release. Saw that this came out and came out at midnight. I was like, okay, boop, play.
Wow.
The member Lily said that this song compares a love so deep it feels heavy to a serenade. Usually heavy can be thought as a negative emotion, but in this song they wanted to express that the heavier the love, the more important and uncontrollable it can be. The song is composed by Maribel, Hanroro, Isam, Ayushai, Ari, and Josephine Glenmark. And fun fact, Ari also co-wrote Oh, Young Dumb Stupid, Sonyar, and Rico, and Josephine Glenmark co-wrote Party O'Clock and some of ITZY's songs.
3, 2, 1. Oh, they still have the music text from Crescendo.
Whoa.
It's really nice with the headphones, though. Such cool panning.
This is crazy.
Ooh.
It's
Kind of cinematic.
I think these are harmonics, like piano harmonics.
Mode mixture.
That's very dissonant piano.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, wait a minute.
There's like new mode mixture every second.
Very distorted too. Little pentatonic. Not to be confused with pentatonics.
Huh. Yes.
Oh, that's a good riff. Very catchy.
This post-chorus is a lot more cheerful than the first half.
Whoa. Yes.
A lot of juxtaposition in the different sounds and effects.
That's so good. That's so good.
I like that a lot.
I do like that as well.
Yeah.
That must be so fun to sing.
That part is always so it always catches me by surprise.
What is this bridge?
This is really out.
Where in the hell are we?
They're going kind of out.
Weird.
It's very out.
Yeah.
Very
What?
dark.
Delayed drop.
Yeah, right. I heard both major and minor in there.
Oh, they're in a part position. That's cool.
Oh, cool bass there.
Per.
Cute little string arrangement.
Oh. Are those like little whole notes or something?
They're finding a shark in the ocean. Jaws. You're gonna need a bigger boat. You're gonna need a bigger mix.
Sorry, I was just listening to the end of the song. He moved on so quickly.
I'm so sorry.
That was really cool. I really
liked
liked
it.
that. Yeah.
But any musical visuals that you saw throughout that music video, yes, it's purposeful. How exciting is that?
Oh yeah, very subtle in the musical imagery.
Yeah.
Which sometimes they thwack you with it by like destroying instruments. It's evocative, but I think it works with the kind of vibe they're going for here.
The chorus is like really normal, and then like everything else is like very out. And I find that contrast to be very jarring, especially like the treatment of the harmony. They're really experimental with every other aspect of the song.
I feel like that's the most successful part of the song too. It's like in order to hit the forte, you gotta start with piano.
Literally both instrumentally and dynamically.
Yeah, and also visually too.
I thought like the piano part there, the repeated sample that they had, that was really neat.
I wonder if they're doing it like artificially. Like I wonder if they're playing a lower note and they're getting the harmonic out, but then they're also muting some of the lower frequencies to kind of make it kind of like pop, so you only really hear those high.
It has that like
effect.
sparkly tone to it.
Exactly, yeah.
I like the harmonics, especially in the chorus, like towards the ending a little bit. There's something kind of droning, and it's like really like aggressive and grungy sounding. I really like that, and the kind of atmospheric vibe of like the syncopated piano.
I really like the percussion arrangement in this song. It's giving me spinning on it vibes. Like it switches between somewhat more electronic, and then towards the end of this first verse, we definitely have like a drum set. Very dry drum set sound. I love this little speaking sort of like Hutsprechstimme, but there's an upper layer that is actually sung.
Yes, so it makes it much more Sprechstimme when there's actually a sung line, but it's just the harmonies.
That's funny, the breath in is echoed, and then the reverb is added.
But just how soaring the vocals are, like in the bridge leading to the final chorus and everything. Oh, it's really good. Whoever's singing there.
Saleun, and then it goes into Lily.
I definitely recognized that voice as someone who's done like some really good soaring vocals on like past works.
The other thing that's really interesting is the timbre of the vocals. They kind of had to make them in this more like bright area for the higher parts of everything to be able to cut through all of the instrumentation. The best way to do that with your voice is to be able to put a lot of it in the forward part of your mask and create a little bit more of a bright, twangy timbre. It's like almost like shouting at that point. That allows for this like really like nice texture. The chords are my favorite part about this.
Yes, mine too.
There were so many funky chords in here.
I think I'm hearing like both major and minor at the same time.
Oh, that E's broken, so you'll just have to.
Okay. And then there's this, and then there's the top melody is like the counter melody is like, and then goes back to it. Yeah, but like in the voice part, there's like a weird note in it. Because a lot of the times the vocal harmony is written diatonically, but then the chords are not diatonically.
Oh, so then the diatonic melody clashes with the non-diatonic chord progression.
Yeah.
Were they purposeful?
Maybe.
It's intentional.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's intentional.
Intentional dissonance. Which was, I think, what was happening earlier, right?
No, that's the first time that happened. And that, I love that. That's dope. And then goes back. That's a really nice, like, almost like simple melody, but then interesting harmony. That's like the stuff that I like the most.
The chord progression was so fun, and I love how it changed. It wasn't the same thing the whole time. There's actually like a moment where it transitions from, I think, something that's more sad to something that's more happy. So it's E major, and then it's G sharp major, but the bass line goes E to D sharp. So E to D sharp to C sharp minor, and then to A minor, and then back to E. And then that changes. It's not C sharp minor anymore. It's A major, which is so much brighter and happier than what we had before. There's also, I think, the deceptive motion that you were talking about, which is my favorite thing. They do the Charlie Brown progression. I'm gonna play this in E because, okay. And they do that progression. The deceptive motion happens because we have this A minor that we want to resolve back to E, but instead of resolving it back to E, we resolve it up to there, and that is just, it's so cool.
I don't even know where it started, but like that's used in so many jazz music. Like just a super old-fashioned like 1-6-2-5. You can like 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3. Well, you can even substitute with the sharp 4. You can do that, and then that's what they did, kind of.
That hits the minor 3.
That's a moment, I think the minor 3 was used well in this song. When you hear flat 6 and minor 4 chords, you don't always expect to hear a flat 3.
Well, that was an interesting choice. Da, 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 da.
Yeah. And then they're playing. Should be the next one.
So maybe it's anticipation. That is a classical thing.
Yeah.
And a jazz thing, I guess,
Yeah,
too, right?
both.
You know, we like to just like put the dissonance lower. It's like, okay, here's the note, and then, ooh, it's in that next chord that you didn't realize until I played the next chord.
To me, personally, more so are the compositional elements. You know, I'm always a sucker for a good like flat 6 mode mixture, minor 4 chord action going on.
I don't know what chord it is, but they hit that flat 6 a lot.
And because of that and the other modal mixture that we have in this song is definitely giving a very strong nostalgia that I want to say from like the 2015s times. Just like this really colorful, emotional, a little bit sappy, like emotional pull that feels familiar.
It's used so much that it kind of loses its power. And then like you use it once to like add some flavor, but when it's used each time, your brain starts to get used to getting out of the diatonic scale. I think that's a minor 4. Different kind of modal mixture. It's still just drawing from like the parallel on a root, but making it minor.
The first time that I heard this song, and I didn't know it was NMIXX yet, I heard this chorus and I thought, huh, this sounds very familiar. Like at this point, modal mixture is used so commonly in K-pop. That was like my initial thing. And then I realized it was NMIXX, and then I ran outside. And now re-listening, I can't help but sing along, and whenever I sing along, it feels good to sing along, which is giving me more appreciation to the often used modal mixture.
And a flat 6, especially used in the context of like a minor 4, is so charged with melancholy for me and like a bittersweetness. Like, it really feels like a summer pop tempo and instrumentation, but with the harmonic material that I would expect a heartfelt outpouring of emotion.
Maybe that's the mix. Because the NMIXX concept.
I am a romantic at heart, and that makes me really like whenever they do the sad thing. I'm like, yeah, give me more of it. Put it like, make your entire song that. Also, like, isn't that kind of part of the title? Like, this name of the song is Heavy Serenade.
That's C sharp minor. What is that? I can't do it.
Oh, it's dominant.
No, see?
I think I know what it is. And then I play it. Oh no, it's literally just, and then
Ah,
it's just diminished.
but the melody is really kind of just going.
I think it's a bunch of diminished chords. So if I just play in like the like root position, it will be and then it goes to this.
Oh, F?
F, and then it goes to this, which is like a third inversion thing.
Yeah.
And it goes to this, and it goes to this. So like on its own.
So we're just descending, just doing descending diminished chords.
Yeah, like on its own, it sounds good.
So we're just kind of sticking around in like the fit 1 to 5 arena, but we're playing with the mode mixture.
Yeah.
How does that work with those diminished chords?
It doesn't work.
I don't know if they sing major or minor, but regardless, over this, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, or, oh. That really doesn't sound so bad when you...
That does not work.
Okay, so to summarize, bridge sound weird because lots of second intervals.
stuff, but also melody doesn't quite follow that. I feel like the melody is actually pretty straightforward, and then you could harmonize it in like a normal way, but instead it's like...
Ending thoughts, definitely a grower. Initially, I thought, yeah, it's a bit of mode mixture spamming, but I think in the end, I'm going to get quite emotionally attached to this.
There's like a bittersweet but like epic and cinematic feeling to it. It feels very like pushing toward a positive, like more joyous kind of like everything's gonna be okay sort of feeling.
Take you on a journey too. I mean, like, you know, the chorus kind of starts just like normal, has like, you know, tonic in the beginning, and then it kind of adds in those mode mixture stuff. And I think because of the rising bass line, it feels like it's growing. By the end of it, it feels like we're finally resolved, and I don't know, maybe they get their hug that they're asking for.
Were those some parallel fifths?
Not sure if that was reversed or just looping a little bit.
Changed up a lot already while still having that same beat.
Wait, you are the meaning of every flower. Wait, that's kind of great. I'm gonna tell Cynthia that tonight. Ooh, well, I'm gonna steal that one.